What is sportsmanship? Welcome to the Racing Etiquette.
Hello everyone, Basic Ollie here, hope you're all doing well and welcome back to another Gran Turismo video. Surprisingly, we're going to jump onto Daily Race A, which is a real surprise for me because if you boys and girls know, I don't really ever touch Daily Race A, but trust me, this one is a banger. And what also is a banger is the choice of colours you have on this car. You go around in the Audi TT 3.2 litre Quattro. Just look at the list of colours here for this car. Absolutely brilliant. There's so many colours you could pick from. Some absolutely stinkers. Some absolute stinkers in there, and then some absolutely brilliant ones. Brilliant black and brilliant red is the choice, or the choices you have. But yeah, I really want to do a video on Daily Race A this week because this is something I've not seen before. This track and car combo I've never really seen, especially this track. This very, very rarely pops up. So when I saw this, I thought a four-wheel drive car, good amount of brake horsepower, around a, it's not even an oval, is it? What do you class it as? I had no idea. Anyways, so my first race, I get underway. I am on the American account for the first two races, and then for the third one, I do go on my UK account. But surprisingly, no traction control is needed because we do have that awesome four-wheel drive system in the Audi Quattro. So we got off to a good start, and we are straight up into P9. So is this track an oval or is it not? I don't know. I can't say it. Well, I suppose it goes from, it can't really be classed as an oval, can it? Because it goes from left to right. I suppose an oval would just be going left or right, it just in one, you know, it wouldn't change direction like this, I guess, especially so sharply through turn 3 on this circuit. So yeah, I'm gonna say kinda. Anyways, let's skip ahead to lap 3. As you can see, we're going through this fast left-hander here, and it's so far so good. We're going to try and go for a move on the Canadian. Bonnie here in P8, who's straight behind Del Racing Happy, sticking to the inside line. Now, he just leaves the door open there. I'm not quite sure what happened. I don't know if he hit the yellow stuff. And yeah, the car went slightly unbalanced and had to go to the right to correct it. But that's another position. We're going to go side by side, braking at the 100-metre board. And I just about get my car in front of his. A little bit of contact, but nothing too scary. And we move ourselves up to P8. Now, lap 5. You can see there's already going to be carnage. Just look at the amount of cars here. And yet there's death straight away into turn 1. Someone has been claimed, the American there, and he is sideways. But because of all the carnage, I've managed to gain not 1, not 2, well actually 2. I was going to say, I thought we were going to get 3 positions then, but no, we got 2 positions from that. So we're now up to P6, and we're behind Zen, I'm going to say. Zen from the US. He is going to go slightly high. I think the fastest line is definitely to be as low as you can through here. And then you've got to just scrub off the least amount of speed as you can. Make that steering wheel nice and straight as soon as you leave that corner. Again, braking at the 100-metre board. There's still a little bit of argy-bargy up ahead. You can see these 3 here. Juan getting a little bit frisky, shall we say, with the 2 Americans around him. Now we're going to go around the outside. I'm going to get that P5 position, and we've got the inside for turn 3. These 2 lads are getting a little bit close as well, a bit close for comfort, as Del Boy and Zen disagreeing there as they go through turn 3. And then Juan just comes flying through there and gets his position back, and he's up to P3 now, and we unfortunately drop back to P6, and I do have P7 behind me. I was a little bit worried that he was going to go for a bit of a dive bomb or go straight into the back of me, but thankfully we just avoided, just like we managed to avoid Juan there. He has gone up and down like a roller coaster, and he's now down to P8, so it's P3 like 10 seconds ago, and he's had a stinker, and he's back there again. But this race, honestly, I highly recommend it this week. If you're looking for a race where you're not that bothered about driver rating or SR, you know, and you're just looking to have fun, this is 100% the race for you to do, because it is so much fun. If you just forget about your driver rating, if you just forget about that and just go in there, this race will put a smile on your face, and that's what we're all here for, right? We're all here to have a laugh, have a good time, and enjoy some. You can have some good racing. You genuinely can have some good racing as we go up the inside there, and we manage to get ourselves up to P4. A podium is in sight as we try and Perkins here in P3. The door was open there. I do look for it, but he just cuts me off there. Just pulls himself in front of my nose, and there was nowhere for me to go. But I'm still looking for the suckage on the final lap. So can we get a move done? Down to 4th gear. It feels like bogged down a little bit. Unfortunately, there was a bit of contact between the cars overhead, and it was a kind of like a concertina effect. I just went straight into the back of him, and there was nothing I could do to really avoid that, to be honest. As soon as he hit in the back of someone, there's no way I could react. But we do manage to get ourselves into a podium position, and these lads up ahead, they will be fighting, but I think it's going to be too little, too late in this instance. Thankfully, though, we did get a push through turn 3, and that is going to mean we're going to cross the line in this first race with a podium starting from the back. So pretty good result, but as you can see straight away from this race, it can be, and it is, a lot of fun. You just gotta go in there with the right mindset. I think if you go in there with the right mindset of I'm just here to have a laugh and have some fun and not take it too seriously, then you will absolutely adore this race. It's so good to see this track and something a little bit different. If you go in there with I want to grind DR, SR, you're not going to enjoy it. Just leave it. You've got daily race B and C this week, which are great for your driver rating and SR. Go and do those. This one here, this one is purely for the bants, for the lols, for the memes. This is what this track's for. So this time, race 2, we're going to start in P12. I'm going to go for Brilliant Black this time. So we started with the Brilliant Red and got ourselves a P3. So can the colour Brilliant Black get us a position? The Brazilian here on the left-hand side, by the way, immediately tries to take out the guy from Argentina there on the left-hand side. Stupidly enough, though, he does not realise that as soon as he reverses, it's just going to ghost him. It is just going to ghost him. So, yeah, that's a big fat F from him there. And he is 2 seconds off the pace, and it's only 1 lap in, and we've only done 2 corners. So he is out of it. Okay, so that's one position for us then. We've got the inside of this long turn 4. A little bit of contact with the chap up ahead, but we're not going to worry about it too much. There's no damage in this. It is daily races, so don't need to worry about that too much. If anything, I kind of helped him out, pushing him forward anyway. So, yeah, it's all fair. It's all fair. But, yeah, one spot, breaking off the 100-metre board. Again, 4th gear does seem to bog down. Oh, the Brazilian's gone to the wall there, and so does Canadian. Robbie has, unfortunately, rubbed up against the Brazilian there on the inside of turn 1 and caused him a bit of damage. Well, I say a bit of damage. He'll be absolutely fine, but that does leave the door open for me slightly. And as we go through the next corner, I do actually manage to get the Argentinian. He's actually been making good progress like myself here. And then Robbie here, I'm not quite sure, went for the high line there. And that was just never going to work out for him, unfortunately. We're going to go side by side into turn 1. I should have the make of him here, so I should be good. The rear end there, stepping out, braking a little bit too late and turning in too sharply in the rear. Kind of just stepped out. I changed the brake bias to +2 because I feel like that's probably the best place to put it when you're in a 4-wheel drive car. We fast forward a little bit, and you can see even more carnage there. There's a coming together of some chaps going through there, and you see all 3 of them are slow, and the American there has got a 3.5 second penalty. Impressive, I would say, for daily race. Hey, that is impressive indeed. But we're up to P5 now. With just 4 laps into this race, and I can see P3 and I can also see P2 up ahead. So we're going to go for that inside line once more. Really surprised that people weren't taking that line as much as they should, you know. You've got to get as close as that yellow line as you possibly can going through turn 3. It is turn 3, isn't it? No, turn 4. I don't know. Ignore me. I don't care. I do care, but I'm just... it's daily race A, you know. Anyways, yeah, I do quite well through there, but this Canadian guy behind me, or side by side, Doo-Doo, 2203. He was actually quite quick. He was quite quick, a little bit forceful, but yeah, he was quite quick. So yeah, fair play to him. We're going to go side by side. He's got the inside line, and yeah, that's what I mean. He was a little bit forceful. He pushed me out wide there to make sure he got that position, and he's got the inside for turn 1. A little bit of contact there, a little bit of contact with P2 and P3 as well. I managed to get a better exit than our Canadian brother there. And yeah, we're going to go side by side, but again, he's got that inside line, so we're just going to tuck up behind him and maybe just get the slip and see what happens. This guy here, just drives into the wall. Just lack of concentration. Goes straight into the wall there, and that is going to lose him 2 positions there. That's a big F for him, and he is dropped from P3 to P5. So, yeah, unfortunate for him, but yeah, he's just not turned in. And that's what will happen then. Our friend, the Canadian Doo-Doo, yeah, really losing the rear end as he went through there way too late on the brakes and just held him down. And yeah, the rear end just gave up on him there. But yeah, that's a free position. So we'll take that P3 as we're halfway through lap 7. And we're going to see if we can get the Brazilian here. I'm not even going to try and pronounce that. Because I absolutely butcher it. But he's not even going to try to defend the inside line, which you desperately should do through there. And I'm going to cross the line and do it 36-1. But I am now up to P2, boys and girls. But not for long, because our Brazilian friend here decides to cut the track, yeet me into the wall, and demotes me down to P5. But it doesn't matter. It's all a bit of fun. That's what I mean by this race. That's the mindset you got to take into this. You really just got to think yourself, it's a lot of fun. And who cares really? Because it doesn't mean a lot. It's just a bit of fun. And I'm still right with the lads here. I'm still in the slip. I'm still in the suck. So I'm going to be with them again anyway. So it's nothing major. It's all good. But you can see they're getting all a bit close there. You can see there's just massive carnage up ahead. All 3 of them getting involved in that. Doo-Doo just forgets that he needs to brake for some reason. Slams into the wall at turn 1. And then we're side by side with the American there. So let's watch that replay again. I'm not even sure what happened there. So as we zoom in, the Canadian goes left to take that guy out, I believe. Take the Brazilian out. And then he hits the wall. And then the Brazilian hits the wall. Acts like a roadblock. So the Canadian just hits him. Slows right down. But still manages to miss his braking point. And goes straight into the wall. Real strange one, that. Real strange. I don't know why he reacted the way he did. But Doo-Doo was, yeah, he just seemed to have a few anger management problems, shall we say, in this race. He reacted badly to anyone overtaking him. He wasn't too fond of anyone being quicker. He did not like that, and he would look for revenge as soon as he possibly could, and that's exactly what he did. But unfortunately, karma has bit him on his Canadian bottom, and he has dropped down to a place I can't even see anymore. So yeah, that's a big F for him. Right, okay. Inside of turn 2, again, as close to the yellow markers on the inside as I can. Get past the American there, and that puts us up to P2. Once more, as we go through turn 4, just as, you know, try and stick to the inside line, but I don't know what happened there. I got to be honest, I just seemed to drift out wide, almost like I lost concentration. Thankfully, though, I come across quick enough to stop and block the American, and that gives me P2. So I actually say, so far so good. These lobbies could have been a lot worse. They've been a lot of fun, but they could have been a lot worse. Okay, so we got a P3 and a P2, but trust me, boys and girls, trust me. The UK lobby, which is what I did last night on streams, I haven't got the full version of it. I've got the replay because the quality on streams is just shocking compared to this. So this is the replay of it, and I'm just going to show you one particular person here, Rowden or Ruden F1. The man from Denmark in P8 here. He was a savage in this race. He was absolutely brutal. Cuts the first corner there and just slams into that Frenchman in the side of the wall like he does not give a sod. And then there's just me. He hits me once. He hits me twice. And then it just takes me out like this. And I swear to you, we watched it on the stream. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to watch it from the stream because it was brilliant. He just took me out and I don't know why. And then he stuck behind the Italian here. The Spaniard, if anything, gave him a bit of a boost. But he tries to brake check him, misses it, and then sideswipes him. Right? And then I just come up with this absolutely beautiful move. Watch this for a yeet. Oh, it's the stuff of dreams. He's been a menace for every single person in the lobby, and I yeet him into the pits, and he comes out in P11. But I'm going to leave you boys and girls to it now. I hope you enjoyed that. And just watch this again.
What is sportsmanship? Welcome to the Racing Etiquette. In this section, you will be learning about sportsmanship. an important element in everyone's participation in the online races of Gran Turismo. The history of sports is as old as human history, and the definition of sports is said to be as numerous as there are researchers in the field. But when you get to the bottom of it, a sport is a challenge against yourself, a challenge against a rival, and above all else is something to enjoy and have fun with. A sport is something you enjoy together with others. For this, there is sportsmanship, the attitude you must have when you partake in a sport. So, what is sportsmanship? Everyone knows that all sports have rules. And of course, one element of sports is that you must follow the rules. But even if you set lots of detailed rules, you can't judge all incidents during an actual sport just with rules. That's where sportsmanship becomes important. Sportsmanship can also be called the spirit of fair play. And in addition to being fair and just, sportsmanship also means that you don't do things that make you look bad. To avoid doing things to anyone that makes you look bad. That's the core idea behind sportsmanship that is beyond rules. Motorsport is called a non-contact sport. That means it is a sport which does absolutely not allow contact with others. But in order to achieve this, it is not enough to have a strict set of rules. It is extremely important that everyone works to avoid doing things that make you look bad.